Alright, so my first reactions to Aquaman. This really isn't a review. I'm doing a spoiler review with the comic movie marks, and they'll probably be uploading that tomorrow or the next day or something. But right now, this is just my first reactions. This is just my initial thoughts after seeing Aquaman. I actually saw it last night. I didn't get to bed till like 4 o'clock in the morning because I was thinking about the movie. But yeah, I decided to sleep on it and give my thoughts today. And my initial thoughts of the movie is that I thought it was all right. You know, I didn't think it was amazing. I didn't think it was horrible. You know, I thought there was a lot of amazing parts in the film. I really thought there was a lot of great parts in the film. Every action sequence was just incredible. Like, just the best comic book action you've ever seen on screen. That's what Aquaman was. It was very good in that department. James Wan killed it. A lot of the action sequences were one shot where the camera just tracked them the whole time, never cut away. I loved the way it was shot, the whole movie. I thought it was done really well. But, you know, there's some parts of the movies that is just, you know, very run-of-the-mill comic book film. A lot of tropes. A lot of the dialogue is pretty rough to listen to, honestly. I mean, there's some moments where, you know, they're just looking right to the camera, giving exposition, and just, like, you know, talking about the history of Atlantis, or, like, you know, a bunch of backstory about a character, and they'll just be looking right into the camera and just talking about it. And, you know, for a lot of amazing things the movie does, they do have lazy moments like that where they just, like, look into the camera and give you exposition and stuff like that instead of just showing you. But, you know, when it came right down to it, like, the exposition that they gave was very accurate to Aquaman. A lot of it was very right and dead on, but it just, like, it was just the character saying it at the camera, which was odd. I mean, there's a couple times where that happened. And there's a lot of times in the movie where, you know, you're in this, like, scene and the dialogue's kind of boring. And, like, right when it's about to get too boring, like, an explosion goes off and the action scene starts. I thought that was actually a good little trick to have because, you know, whoever wrote the script was not an Oscar-winning writer. You know, it wasn't Chris Terrio that wrote the script for this movie. A lot of the movie really needed moments like that of, like, where the action just needed to kick in because it was getting boring. Yeah, it happened like that a few times in the film. I would say Jason Momoa is, like, the best part about the film. He brings so much life to the movie. Because, like, before he shows up, like, the movie is a little stale, especially at the beginning part. And, you know, right when I started to lose interest a little bit at the beginning, Jason Momoa shows up and he starts acting like Jason Momoa, and it's pretty entertaining. He has a lot of charisma and everything, and I thought he was really good. I thought he was really good. A lot of his reactions were very natural, which was what the movie needed. It needed that badly. It needed a character to be real because everybody else in the movie was acting really, like, melodramatic and stuff like that, like it's a Shakespearean play. And, you know, to the Atlanteans, it really, you know, is. Like, they're like royalty. It's like medieval times, you know, in Atlantis and under the water. So they talk very stoic and stuff like that, especially Patrick Wilson as Orm. By the way, Orm, Ocean Master, Patrick Wilson, killed it. It killed it. I would say he's the best villain in the universe next to General Zod. You know, like, he was very, very good. I really enjoyed every second of Orm on screen. That was amazing. Black Manta was also very good. He was also very melodramatic. But there's the moment where his father dies and, like, you know, that's where his hatred from Aquaman, you know, was birthed. I really liked that moment. You know, it might came off a little cheesy, but, like, I still really liked the moment. Once you see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. But, yeah, just that moment where his dad dies, and he knows his dad dies because he hears the explosion go off. You know, it's really good. And, like, that moment where he's asking Aquaman for help. I mean, minor spoilers here. Minor spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, definitely see it. But it's in the beginning of the film, really. And Black Manta's dad is pinned. And the only person that can really save Black Manta's dad is Arthur, and he's right there, and he doesn't save him. because they've murdered people, and Arthur's like, help yourself, But there's a great moment where Black Manta's like, please help me. Like it sounded like he sounded genuine. It sounded real. And that was probably one of my favorite parts of Black Manta in his like little bit role in the movie, because he didn't really have that much. He only had a few scenes, and he's definitely going to have more to do in the sequel. This was just to set up his character, set up the reasons why he hates Aquaman. And, they did everything they needed to do. I mean, a lot of the parts were played pretty cornball cheese with all the love stuff. I could see, like, people like my mom liking that stuff because my mom's into, like, Hallmark movies and stuff. So she's probably going to like all the corny love stuff in the movie. But, yeah, other than that, like, the action set pieces were fucking out of this world. Like, so fucking good. Visuals were so fucking good. And Jason Momoa was really good. Amber Heard was solid. Patrick Wilson killed it. I like Black Manta. It's just, there's a lot of moments in the film where, like, the dialogue was not up to snuff. Like, Batman versus Superman, Man of Steel, blow this movie out of the water, really. No pun intended. Like, you read the script for BVS, like, it sounds very good, and then, like, you watch Aquaman, it's just like, oof, like, that didn't sound good at all. And there's a bunch of moments in the movie like that where it's just like, eesh, that didn't sound good. But then they win you back with the action sequences, so it's, I'm a little conflicted with how to feel about the movie. I definitely don't think it's a bad film, but it's definitely not better than Man of Steel. It's definitely not better than BVS. Is it better than Wonder Woman? Like, I think that's the real question. And I think it's about on par. I think it's about the same as Wonder Woman. Maybe a little better than Wonder Woman because you have so many amazing action pieces and, amazing fight sequences and stuff like that. So, I would say it's like a little better than Wonder Woman. Maybe on the same level as Wonder Woman. But, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to go back and rewatch this a few times. I'm definitely buying the Blu-ray. Like, I'm not going to hesitate buying this Blu-ray, because I really like everything James Wan did as far as the visuals go and everything like that. And it's one cohesive movie. It doesn't feel like two different directors making a movie. Like, this is clearly James Wan and his sensibilities, his style. It's a lot of James Wan's personalities in this film. And, I want to see what some of the deleted scenes were. Because there definitely was deleted scenes. Definitely was. There's no way this movie's just 2 hours and 20 minutes. It was probably closer to like 2 hours and 40 minutes before they cut it down. Because there's some scenes that they just totally rush by. There's a lot crammed into this movie. There's a lot of stuff in this movie. And they totally cut out some stuff because it was probably getting a little overbloated anyway. But there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of the Aquaman lore is on point. Everything, they got every detail about the Aquaman comics right in this film. And maybe that was the problem a little bit. Maybe they were too true to Aquaman. Because, Man of Steel, yeah, they get a lot about Superman right, but they do their own thing. Zack Snyder did his own thing, and I kind of want directors to do that with these superheroes. Like, it's amazing that they're this true to the comics. It really is. It's so amazing that they're this true to the comics. But sometimes you just gotta, do what you think might be cool. Sometimes you just gotta change the comics a little bit, though, to make it fit in a movie. Because, adapting a comic book word for word is great, but you'll probably end up something that's a little more, like, melodramatic than you need it to be. Because comic books are very, like, over the top and dramatic like that. A lot of the dialogue in Aquaman is dialogue I imagine reading in, like, an Aquaman book. Like, it's very similar. So, you really can't complain when they're this true to the comics. But I kind of wish they kind of just did their own thing a little bit. But, still a great film. Still buying it on Blu-ray. Can't wait to watch it over and over, see what else I see in the film. I definitely want to rewatch it for Patrick Wilson as Ocean Master because he was amazing. I just had a lot of fun watching it for just Patrick Wilson alone. I thought he did so good. And Jason Momoa did great as Aquaman too. But yeah, that's it for now. Without getting spoilers or anything like that, without getting too spoiler heavy, Yeah, it was a good film. I suggest everyone go watch it and make your own judgments about it, because there's definitely some people that are going to hate it. There's definitely some people that are going to love it. And there's definitely going to be some people like me that are a little torn on it, that, want to love it. Like, I want to love this film bad. Like, it's really, the visuals are just amazing, and all the action's amazing, and the storyline is on point, and it's just like the comics, and there's so many little details they get right. And then, like, there's another side of me that, like, cringes at some of these line deliveries in the movie, and just some of the dialogue choices. And, I assume the dialogue is the way it is because it's easier to translate into other languages. I assume that's why it's so simplistic and stuff like that, so they could translate it easily. But, other than that, I had a fun time watching the film. I'm definitely going to watch it again, and yeah, that's it for now. If I was to score it right now, it'd probably be like a 3.5 out of 5, not quite a 4, not quite a 4, not a 3, right there though. I still think Man of Steel and BVS are better, but that might just be me. But that's it for now. Comment below, let me know what you thought of Aquaman, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.